A professional wood floor craftsman knows when to fill and when not to fill open seams and cracks in the floor. Since wood typically expands in the spring and summer, seasonal gaps that occur during the drier winter heating season should be left alone to leave room for the wood to move back when humidity levels increase in the warmer months. Filling seasonal cracks in the winter can lead to that same filler being pushed back out in the spring and summer as the flooring expands, leaving raised ribbons of filler along the affected board seams. Another potential issue when filling seasonal cracks is called edge crush. Because the filler tends to dry harder than the wood, as the flooring expands against it, the wood grain on the edges of the board seam may be permanently compressed. This causes an even bigger crack the following winter when the wood contracts and the filler crumbles into the enlarged seam. Different colors of filler may be needed to match the wood species. Occasionally, several different colors may be needed for the same species, such as hickory. To fill large knot holes or very dark defects, extra color may be added to the filler or tinted epoxy may be used. Wood floor filler is used to fill slight cracks and gaps in the floor, and also to fill and close off grain in open pore species. Larger cracks should be repaired using the splinter technique. First, stir the filler to ensure all components are mixed well. Use a putty knife to apply small amounts of filler only where it's needed, usually on end joints, knot holes, and other minor defects. You may want to add some water to the filler to make it easier to spread. Don't exceed 1 cup per gallon though, because too much water will cause sagging and cracking, which you'll then have to fill again. Work the product into the seams and grain at a 45-degree angle to the flooring. This will prevent the filler from following the trowel back out of the floor. Press down with the trowel to minimize any filler left on top. Sanding off excess filler can be very messy and difficult. Make several passes over the same area to work the filler into the floor. Fill the entire floor, including the edges. Any skip spots will show through the finish in your final product, particularly with open pore species. As you work your filler puddle across the floor, the filler will thicken as it picks up wood dust. Do not put this thickened product back in the bucket. Throw it out and pour fresh filler for the next section. With sufficient airflow, filler should be allowed to dry overnight. Although the surface might feel dry after a few hours, the filler in deeper cracks and seams can still be wet. Sanding over wet filler will often pull it out of the floor, leaving you to fill it again.